All right. We are back. Same crew talking Namebase. So this has been a popular chat question in all the channels for a while. So I don't know, Jesse, you want to kick us off here?
Yeah. So surprise, Eskimo and I acquired Namebase. And so we're going to tell you the story of that and talk to you about what's currently going on and what the future is, and make a couple of announcements about what to expect when we come back online. So I'll just jump right in. We also want to leave plenty of time for questions.
Yeah.
So like I said in the last session, we created ShakeStation in an event where it was necessary, right? And we anticipated that there would be a problem with Namebase. It's literally, Eskimo will verify this, how I convinced him to stay on. There were many reasons why that was essential because of his wizardry, and even people counseled me and said it's essential. But so we were ready for whatever was going to happen. And when I found out that Namecheap was acquired, I thought, okay, this could get interesting. And there was some chatter about what was going to happen. And we were thinking about who to reach out to at CVC and this kind of stuff. And having ShakeStation, and really in an effort to make whatever was going to happen as stable as possible, I reached out to Richard, just literally a DM through a couple channels that were interestingly never read. But a couple days later, Hillen reached out to me and he said, I just reached out actually about making it simpler, because we had been anticipating Namebase going out of business for months, and we've been thinking, okay, let's just make this seamless for the community. Let's make it painless. We understand that you're probably going to go out of business, and we just want to make it easy on everybody. But when we talked, he said, what do you think about just buying it? And so that's really how it happened. That was about October 4th. And it took about 4 months for that to fully go through with all the lawyers and whatever else was going on. And we took possession on January 16th. We bought the shares of Namecheap. They were transferred to a holding company that Eskimo and I own. And the plan is that we're going to close Namebase Inc., the operating entity, and we're going to transfer the assets, the IP, to a new entity. And that's independently of the platform transfer, but it's what we're doing right now. We will do business as Namebase, all the same IP, all the same social platforms, but we are migrating to a new platform, as we announced, and closing the company. I guess I could take some questions at this point, or I could just keep going.
So the platform had questions. This one had the most questions. People could ask questions before the session started. So there's already
great. We're excited for that, actually. and we'll be as transparent as we can be about everything, of course.
So you can click the Q&A tab, or I think this is Manly putting them up, pinning them. I don't know if they pin for everybody, but I see a question pinning up. But
I do this one here, yeah.
Do you want to go? Do you want us to?
We're not gonna take any names from inactive people.
No, we wouldn't. It's probably illegal. So no, we wouldn't do something like that. Maybe now under the same ownership umbrella as ShakeStation, what platform will be prioritized over the other? That's a great question.
How do you want to answer that? Because
I'll tell them what we're thinking today.
Okay.
I think they will serve different purposes. We've flirted with even just putting ShakeStation on Handshake alone, just like the handshake emoji. Most of the names are on Namebase, and we have a different business plan for it, and we'll talk a little bit about it. The folks that are on ShakeStation are mostly active users, and there's I would say many inactive users on Namebase, so we have a little bit different of a plan. Does that answer the question?
I didn't. The balloon thing happened by itself.
I think that's when you do this.
It's something to celebrate, of course.
Or
It's definitely exciting times,
not worth
man. For real.
That's it. It's that simple. Now, what are we waiting for? And a couple other things. How much did I pay for? Everybody wants to know.
I don't think we're answering that.
Yeah, too much.
You don't have to answer. Nobody has to answer.
Too much. And it was mostly goodwill capital. You have to be crazy to take this thing over. And to be honest, though, the only reason that it was even possible is because of Eskimo and the fact that we could run Namebase for $30 a month or something more than that. But we knew that we could retool it to make it super efficient and be able to easily update it and add a bunch of cool features. And you had to be crazy or no Eskimo, because what we found when we took over was what he saw when he took over. He thought, okay, this needs to be rewritten. And you can imagine from the time that Namecheap took over, there were several other CTOs, and it was basically a mess. And so we decided to shut it down. We shut down the exchange right away, and we're just going to radically reduce costs and make it a lot more efficient, a lot more easy to update and upgrade, and bring it back online as soon as we can. The reason any other questions?
There's more. I'm trying.
Okay, great.
I'm just trying to mess with the effects.
That's great.
Do you believe
Giovanni's dominating the questions right now?
Yeah, he's been active the whole time. Appreciate it. I actually first time I've seen him in community.
There's a trade-off to both. Obviously, if you're on a wallet where there's thousands of other users, that kind of puts you at risk. But if you're responsible for your own keys, that's honestly a huge risk for the average person, I think. So there's pros and cons. It's whatever you're comfortable with. There's risk on both sides.
I'll speak out. One issue about I don't know. Speaking about the protocol, is this 2 days, or not 2 days, but it's really basically 2 days to transfer a name between one user to another. I actually think JJ, they didn't think that it was going to be built like for people buying and selling names. I think that's not how Handshake was built. From what I understand from talking to JJ, they didn't expect it to be used for like flipping and stuff. So it's really hard you mentioned shake decks in the last session. It's really hard. You got to transfer the name for 2 days to this shake decks thing, and then 2 days to go to the buyer. It's 4 days between the escrow. Even Flamingo handshakes, like if somebody sends it to us, we got to wait 2 days, and then we got to send 2 days. So
got to use the alias instant, right? I wanted to say something to Giovanni. I trust Eskimo with my keys more than I do myself. Sure.
And that's what I was saying. That's the trade-off. Some people don't trust themselves with their security, and they'd rather put the security on somebody else.
You know,
I have a Bob wallet. I use a Bob wallet like everybody. I have an account on every platform.
I recommend to spread your chips around. That's what you spread your chips around, right? Even within Bob wallet, I would not say keep everything in one wallet. Like I have a sync issue right now, and Rithfix helped me out literally 12 hours ago with one of my Bob wallets.
Hey, let's stay focused. I see Alex asking about Nodar. Nodar was a part-time employee, and he was gone before we took over. And so it's actually a big loss because he worked at the protocol level on a lot of things. Yeah. And
can we track him down? Maybe we try.
Yeah, it's a broader question about keeping developers in the ecosystem. Other questions?
There's some pinned. I don't know if you like that. They're pinned. Yeah. They're pinning. It's covering your face, in my view, at least. But Namecheap was acquired. How does it impact HNS name staked?
That's a great question. A couple days after I had the conversation with them and we came to a verbal agreement, Handshake moved to another place on the platform. This is my understanding. I thought maybe there was I don't know. Here's what I said. I said to them, listen, the Namecheap relationship is the most important relationship to us and everybody else. And I want to make sure that we can keep this going for a certain amount of time. But it's the one thing that I doubted that might come true. And so one thing I did notice, and this is an announcement we can make right here, is that I noticed that they'd stopped new registrations on Namecheap for Handshake names. They're still on Pork Bun. They're still doing renewals. They didn't tell us first. We reached out to them to confirm. And so as of now, and this, we can talk a little bit about why this might be, but we'd be speculating. So they didn't tell us. We've communicated over and over that this is an incredibly important relationship to us and the rest of the community. I almost said family. And so I'm not sure what's going to happen there. We'll do everything we can to strengthen that and deepen it. It's a registry question, and there's going to be some changes that happen with the registry.
There's Mario asking the right questions there.
Okay. Will you keep feature parity with the old Namebase platform or just use the ShakeStation platform? Go for it, Eskimo.
Given the state of the current Namebase platform, the plan is to essentially fork ShakeStation to also then run Namebase independently. So things aren't going to be merging. It's just going to be Namebase will essentially be running ShakeStation software.
True ownership. Do you foresee
Giovanni,
that?
I don't know, man. This is not. I appreciate you, man,
Yeah.
but what? Let's keep it on like a Namebase acquisition.
I know that a lot of people are curious about what's happening in their assets and why we haven't been open for 4 months or 4 weeks. And I want to make sure that we have enough space and time to answer everybody's questions. There you go. Will the exchange return? No, it will not return.
Nope.
That was the first thing we closed down. It was associated with a UK entity as well, and we just shut it all down. We just don't want to be in the exchange business at this time. And this will hopefully, I'm not sure if Kiba is going to join us. Kiba is working with us. Maybe you guys remember him from Impervious work. He has a session following. We want to move toward more decentralized options, wrapped HNS, maybe bring that back. We're working on other stuff, and we just don't want to be in the centralized exchange business. Good question. Thunderbolt's support of handshake names, does it cease? I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah.
If we knew something, we'll know something. As soon as we know something, we'll tell you. Part of the delay in the communication is we haven't had anything new to say. But I will say that more often if that's the case. We expect only another couple weeks. And like we've said before, we're ready from our side. We're just waiting for a couple transactions.
Okay.
Yeah. Other thoughts?
There's still Q&A coming, and it seems like there's some bugs, but
let me just talk about something then if there's like some downtime. One thing that I think we're going to do to try to, that I know we're going to do. When we come back online, you're going to see a new terms of service. And along with the new terms of service, you're going to have a decision to make, or you will be able to upgrade your wallet. And that'll be whatever the cost of a transfer is, and your names will be renewed. But what you'll be doing in that is that you will be upgrading your security tremendously. And you'll be moving your names and your coins out of these legacy wallets that have been touched by a long list of people over time. And so we'll give you right then and there the ability to upgrade your wallet into new, never only been touched by us, and at the same time renew everything. The folks who do not do that, and as long as someone's engaged, it's unlikely that they would make that choice, but they can. The folks that don't do that will get a price increase on auto renewals. So we'll make it abundantly clear to everyone through email that if you don't log in and upgrade your wallet and your security, then you're going to get a price increase on renewals. And it will be intense, I would say. Because we haven't decided it yet, but it's easy to decide. The latest was 100 HNS. I could see us going to $1 every 2 years renewal for a domain isn't a big deal if you think about it like that. But in terms of HNS, it is big. It's about 200 HNS. So that's going to be something. Now, I'm excited about that because I think it helps solve a problem, which is domain squatting with inactive people. And that'll be coming. Obviously, what will happen is that The domains will just expire if they can't be renewed, and then they'll be available to the community.
Can I just chime in? Encrypted, that's only going to be if you don't switch over to the new wallet setup. So essentially, you switch to the new wallet, you keep the normal fees. But if you are inactive, you don't log in, you don't switch to the new wallets, you want to stay on the old wallets that hundreds of people have touched the seed phrases for, that's when you're paying the high fees. High risk, high fees.
The indications we get are that there are a lot of inactive users. And if you look at the criticism of HNS over time, it's that there's a lot of domain squatting. And this is something that we feel like we can do that helps the community, and any rational person who logs into the platform would click the button and make the change. So it's really only people that are inactive.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It actually did bother me. The original Namebase said free forever. And that wasn't even true at the protocol level. And I always wondered how that was going to be true. I don't want to question their reasoning of their marketing, but they're like, oh, just buy once and free forever. And so it almost encouraged that, because actually Handshake was not built to do that. Handshake had a heartbeat transaction every 2 years, but Namebase says, own it forever and never pay again.
I think they weren't really thinking into the future very much. They were thinking of, let's make this startup and sell it. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Listen, one thing that we're...
And then everybody thought Namebase was Handshake. It was always confusion. It was like annoying, man. Yeah.
It was created in 2018. It was created along with the launch, of course. But one thing we're changing is a lot of the business systems. And I can actually speak to a couple of those now, because we can see obviously, I can see the financials all the way back to inception. And some things are what I would consider, but you didn't know the side effects that it would have. So I can just talk a little bit to that just for the fun of it, unless we have some other questions here.
There are some questions like Tendo's asking about AI agents. Basically, I know everybody's talking, AI agents can do anything if you give them access or ability to do it.
Just teach it the API and give it an API.
Yeah. So the answer to anything with any tool is yes, if they have, like Esma says, API access or a wallet, if it's on chain, if it's off chain API. That's it. Yeah. And anything, any agents can do anything online as long as they have access.
I see a question here from someone anonymous. I like to think.
There's lots of anonymous.
Okay, I'm sorry, just got here wondering whether the business has officially separated from Namecheap and is now its own entity, or if you're still waiting on some things. Thank you for asking. Yes, the share transfer is complete, and we are the board and largest holders. But we are dissolving.
Not me, to be honest. I feel like I should hide myself.
We're dissolving Namebase Inc. And I think that's important to remember, and transferring the assets to the new company. So we had to come in and install ourselves and then take over and move to close down. But yeah. What are we waiting on? This is a great question. And in full transparency, when we decided to shut down, we're not just taking over an existing system. And part of the system that we were looking at when we got involved, right? One of the first things you want to do is make sure that all the user balances are there, right? And once we decided to shut it down, we thought we can't really do a full audit unless we can shut it down. And once we decided to do that, which was just a couple days in, we decided to shut it down. We noticed pretty quickly that there was some discrepancies in the database user balance and the wallet balances. And so we started searching for those coins. And it took a while to do all the audits and find those coins. And because of it's actually an interesting thing. Locked coins represent name value, but they also are what's locked in auctions. And I'm being as transparent as I can be. I cannot be more transparent. It's radical honesty right now.
Yeah, man.
So locked coins appear in a wallet.
So the easy way to put it is you bid 1 million coins on a name. That 1 million coins appears in the wallet as 1 million coins locked. If you win that name for 500,000, you get 500,000 back, but then that other 500,000 gets locked in that name forever. So in your wallet, you're always going to see that amount as locked. So I think the issue then is where Jesse's going to.
It was misinterpreted as coins that were there that it would eventually unlock and become spendable. And I think this actually went back to the original transition. So we uncovered this issue, and fortunately we were able to do a little chain forensics or database forensics and figure out where it might have gone, and fortunately are pulling it all back together. And in that way, Namecheap thought they could take a chunk of coins that they couldn't, mistaking it for profit, and they're going to return those to us, and that's basically it. So the deal is already done. We're just making sure we're pulling all the things together. Those are the last pieces.
Yeah.
Thoughts about that?
We have commitment from Namecheap to rectify the problem. So we're just waiting on them to actually follow through with it now.
Just send the coins. Yeah. We're ready from our side. We're excited to open back up and get it rolling.
How much was missing? Do you want to answer how much was missing?
How much was missing?
Liam Nielsen, I will find you.
Yeah, 80 million.
Also, we got 15 minutes just update. Kiba is awake. His alarm has woken him up, and he will be joining in 15 minutes.
Yeah, 80 million coins. Not 80 million USD, 80 million HNS was missing.
Damn.
We quickly figured out the problem and started working on it. It just took a while for external audit, their audit to verify it, and then, okay, where did this go and how do we get it back? So that's the...
Yeah, we planned on coming back up way sooner. The migration was only supposed to take a couple of days, but when we figured this out, we realized, okay, we can't open up like this. This is insane that it's even running like this prior to us taking over. I guess they just had no idea or can't speculate, but yeah.
The database was off 80 million is what that was the discrepancy, but the coins, they were out there. So other questions?
I'm seeing I don't know if they're really so relevant. One saying other integrations, other blockchains. There's a Cardano, Rosenberg. That's a separate project, but I don't know about Namebase specifically. I think Namebase.
That's another thing with Kiba. Will there be some integrations, any other blockchain?
I don't know if Kiba's going to be able to join us. He mixed up on the dates a little bit.
No, I didn't know if you hear me. He's up.
Yes. Okay. Let me set it up then, okay? Because I actually want people to
He's
get
next
excited.
in 10:15.
Are you on that talk too, Jesse?
No, it's just him.
It's just him? Okay.
Yeah. So there's these different parts of the business. There's the marketplace. We're going to maximize the marketplace. We're going to have secondary auctions, lots of cool stuff. All the stuff that ShakeStation will have that we just talked about with the chat and the troll box and the offers, and Namebase will have. It'll be real easy for us to manage, and it'll be super cool. So that's that piece, the marketplace. And of course, everybody can talk to us about what they want, and we'll just add it. The registry we're keeping it alive. We're shifting it. And if people are open to take some time here, I want to address this because it's a business situation that created part of the deficit in the mistake in the balance that was mistaken for being there. And so it's part of the business model that we want to change. Part of the situation with the registry is that for instance, Namecheap sends us USD and then we pay people out in HNS. That HNS liability is the single largest liability, 3 times the marketplace sales over the history of Namebase. And I don't think that was planned in, right? So I think the payouts for registry sales, the number has actually been about 70 million HNS. And
I think it was 60. It was 61, I think.
61, something like that. And it's more than all the other HNS that's ever come in. So it has to change right away. So we're going to change that. I think it's something we want to continue to expand. Pork Bun is still selling. Renewals are still happening at Namecheap. Hopefully when we go, part of why we speculate, this is speculation too, and I hate to do it, Eskimo says, just tell me what I can't say. I say, just don't speculate. But I speculate that because they use the word pause, Namecheap, that they will turn it back on once this HNS, once we make the switch. But I can't guarantee.
That's what we're hoping. That's what we're hoping.
So
Didn't say they discontinued. They
Encrypted,
just
I
said
gotta
they
have a
paused.
talk. Encrypted, we gotta talk.
we offer courtesy renewal names that can't be renewed while Namebase is closed. We haven't done that. We were relying on the auto renew function and shortly warned people, but expected them to use that. That's where we've been to date. Other questions while we're right here and we're right in the wheelhouse.
There's still Q&A flooding in, not flooding.
Okay, cool. Let's hit it. The
The
registry, we're going to change. Let me just finish the registry thing. We're going to change the payouts probably to USDT because then we don't have the huge HNS liability. So that's the other part of the business beside the marketplace. The exchange we're shutting down. And then the final piece, I think, is HNS ID. And what do we do with DSLDs? And for months, we've been talking with Kiba about this. He's what I would consider an ENS expert, and I'm excited to hear him talk all about it. He's a contractor with us right now, and I'm not going to say that we're going to do all of this, but we want to do all of what he's saying. I think you heard Chris talk about this yesterday too, about a drop down where you can offer Cardano, NFT, SLDs, DSLDs, and so we see ourselves offering a lot of choices there and upgrading HNS ID. I think it's easy to deploy. We'll have all new contracts, and the plan is to roll it out over the next couple months. And I would pay attention to Kiba, who's coming next, and ask a lot of questions. And I always take notes when I listen to him. I think people will get excited because what's happening now is these ICANN domains are getting ENS functionality, but it's something that's easy for us. And whether the root is ICANN or whether the root is Handshake, we can mint subdomains on ENS and we can do lots of cool stuff. So he's going to explain a lot about that using XNHNS and bridging to other chains, a bunch of great ideas. And then we'll just slowly start to implement that. So that's the other piece of the business in terms of news. Stay tuned. What else do we have?
Somebody's talking about a competitor. There's Free Name. There's DecentraWeb. There's actually a bunch of them are dead. I don't know which ones are around, but he's asking about the other guys.
Who cares?
I pay attention to ENS. I see their marketplace and what they're doing, and we look at their features. And Handshake is its own thing. And right now, we don't really have a competitor in Handshake, and we just want to offer the best tools and stuff for developers, really. If we were that's where we're looking, right? That's what we think about. Let's get these in the hands of people that can build on them.
Irv is asking about A name, C name, but that's on the SLDs would be a Namecheap or Porkbun, which you still can access. I even showed yesterday.
Unless they bought them directly through Namebase. In that situation, making changes to like the existing Namebase platform is just, it's not even worth the time.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I believe Kibas are ready. I haven't heard from him directly.
HNS ID was one of the most fun projects he worked on. Please don't mess it up.
I think that's the next session, Kiba, right?
Yeah. Maybe. I can assure you that we will not mess it up. And once you hear Kiba talk about the perfection of the ENS code, you will say, why didn't they just fork it? So we won't mess it up. We like all the feedback. We got some really cool ideas coming up. And we're both on the panel for the future of Handshake.
Yep. There's two more amazing. Next is Kiba on ENS, and then we're gonna have this panel, which I cannot imagine is 30 minutes. So I hope people are willing to. But then Ann saying Kiba hasn't responded. It's just literally sent to me. But then I thought you said
he will be fashionably late.
Maybe he's still washing.
He's in Japan right now.
Yeah,
so we can still answer questions unless you guys want to call it here.
Yeah, I appreciate being transparent. I think that does help because I know there's been lots of questions in various channels over the last few weeks. But
I can't switch this, can I?
Do
What
we
do
plan to track user behavior in order to adjust renewal?
On here, I can't switch my camera around, right?
Don't think so. You'd have to refresh this. Maybe you have to refresh the browser and then.
Let me show. I'll show Alex Neto here who asked. Let's see.
Still got the Christmas tree, man.
Dude, that is
Yeah, my wife keeps doing that. Here we go. It's the start.
dude, it's always Christmas at the Eskimo house.
Yeah.
No, my wife just refuses to take it down for some reason. I don't know.
That is beautiful because it's fun.
The thing's fucking beyond dead at this point.
It's beautiful though.
It's actually dangerous fire hazard, man. Tell her that.
LEDs.
Okay.
I don't know. Apparently, my town doesn't do
Christine.
Christmas tree pickup either, so
Dude.
we don't know what to do with it either.
All right.
Complimentary renewals in the Black Rock. Yeah, I know. A lot of folks want that. I understand it completely. We just have made the auto renewal policy.
Okay. I always have questions.
Lay them on us,
Also,
man. Now's the time. man.
Alex Neto, I had the dark mode made for Namebase before you did, man.
I mean, I guess. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Dark mode, yeah. Actually, I use name-based mode on ShakeStation. I like the skin. So if
You can't do that anymore, though.
You think who are the psychopaths?
When did that go
that are
away?
using-
We took it away. The Namebase themes are Namebase exclusive now.
Oh shit! When did I not? I
No,
mean,
we're
it's
honoring
true.
it.
It
We're
did
honoring
flip-
legacy,
I did
man.
notice it flipped to dark mode.
Yeah.
No,
I
we're
don't
leaning in. We're leaning into Namebase. Namebase is a good brand. We want to bring it back and restore the glory. It's amazing. It's hilarious that we're actually running the show. And
It's going to be nice to have a shared code base now, though.
Yeah, man. It's funny because how different things could have been had Namebase done the rewrite.
Yeah, in 24 days, they could have just had a rewrite.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
we got it now, and we'll stay
Still
close.
waiting.
to the
Still waiting for
community
Kiba.
and make it open source.
But so then, just to maybe I can try to recap.
What
So
other
then
questions do you have, Mike?
The thought is the crypto WEN, but it seems like we're stuck waiting for Namecheap then with.
No,
that-
I can tell you. I'll even be more specific. There's that 50 million wallet that everybody sees
Yeah.
was mistaken for profit, and it just needs to be transferred back to us, basically.
Yeah, but there is roughly 30 million more that needs to be transferred as well.
Yeah. Well, we're closing on that part. They have agreed to do it, and everything's fine. So it's just a matter of accepting the transaction. And
Yeah, and there's conspiracy group questions now. Did Namecheap was it a psyop to take down Handshake or take down Namebase?
I won't speculate about that. I can't speculate about people's intent. I'll say that we're going to run the business a lot differently. We have a startup mentality, lean as hell. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to stay alive and deliver a good product. That's what I'm thinking about. I think there may be a letdown for some people not having Namecheap behind things, but I can assure you we're going to do a better job at running the business. And everybody's going to be a lot happier.
Someone's asking about Flamingo. So the Eskimos do you want to answer about the sales we just did that are on Namebase? It's maybe better you can say that.
Yeah, I can manually transfer whatever needs to be transferred to whoever they need to be transferred to.
Okay. And then I'm trying to keep up with chats and Q&A at the same time.
What's this?
Cool. Thank you, Fultrum. Yeah, it's incredible. Good.
Okay. Kiba is still not answering. Maybe he fell back asleep. I don't know.
No one interest.
We almost do the panel. We can almost do the panel, and then if Kiba comes, we do Kiba after. I'm just keeping it transparent too. I'm talking backstage, but maybe we do panel, and then if Kiba,
I thought actually he could always join the panel. If he doesn't make it, then what we can do is we'll do some sort of presentation or maybe we do a handshake mastermind where he goes through the plan for HNS ID and the HNS DNS links and stuff. If you guys heard from him, I would expect him.
this Ann's showing me a chat log, and it was 15 minutes ago. It says he'll be there, but there's been no correspondence since. So he just mistaken. He thought that the time zone was like in Japan, and I guess he's not a morning person. It seems, which is understandable. But I think there was a mix-up on time. He's trying to get up. So I don't know. Like, that's just a very full, transparent
You know,
situation here.
yeah, no, I'm down for whatever. I think if people,
I know it's late in Europe, and I know we have some people in Europe, so that's the tricky part. I'm voting to go to panel, but then panel probably will be long.
panel
And
always goes long. It's a good
And-
panel too. You know,
yeah, that's
just-
why we save it for the end, so that the people that want to keep going can just keep going. Yeah, okay, panel. Ann said panel. Okay, panel. There'll be another link. I think Andrew released. Hopefully, I know it's late for him in his area at night. So we're gonna go to panel. Try to get there's a big group of panel people. So there'll be another link for the speakers. So please, if you're a speaker, Ann will get you a special link. And it's probably a few minutes transition. So people, bathrooms, drinks, while we transition to a panel mode where we'll keep it real on day 3. And so give us a few minutes and we'll switch to the one in the final. Maybe we'll get Kiba if people want to
can circle back on them.
circle back about Kiba session, but we will move to panel session. So if you're a panelist here, please get your speaker link and get in the backstage there, and we will flip over to that one now.
The 6th Handshake Conference, HandyCon White, Building the Sovereign Internet, wouldn't be possible without the generous support of our sponsors. Our platinum sponsors, Easy Domains, ShakeStation, Handshake Swap. Our gold sponsors, USwap. Our community sponsors, Handshake AU, Own the Dot, Namebase, GFAV IP Wallet. Powered by Sky Include. Thank you for believing in a decentralized future and empowering this community. Get your free ticket now at 2026.handycon.xyz